too.
You were like...
You're being disrespectful first to me.
Yeah, I know.
You were being disrespectful. You and Mark Stark are being disrespectful to me.
No.
That's what made me offensive to you.
No.
And you're still being
escalated from...
I'm sorry, man.
Escalated from a regular conversation to...
Chill, man. Chill. Alright? I'm sorry. Alright? There's no way to handle a conversation, and I think we all know that. Alright?
No more hollering. I'm getting old. I'm going to start crying, boys.
Yeah, I think we need to bury the hatchet. Things were said, shit got raw. Beliefs should be left at the door and left in a private conversation on the game server.
I don't think anyone should be that surprised that I got all heated.
I clearly offended you, Trotsky, and even though I believe in a certain way and you believe in a certain way, I agree that what you think, I respect you as a human being, and I respect you fighting for your beliefs so vividly, and that you study those beliefs avidly, and that you follow that as an avid worker. I also trust that you're a very good person, and that I hope you much fortune and good tidings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I called you retarded, but like,
no,
it's like really frustrating because, like, I mean, if you consider things from my perspective, like, I called you retarded because I think you're fighting against, you know, your own class. You don't believe that or whatever, so like, I don't expect you to get that. But like, you know, that's just part of the debate or whatever. It was me calling you retarded. I didn't mean to like personally attack you or anything.
You're going off an assumption, and a lot of people do that.
I mean, yeah, it got a little heated, but I mean, we're talking about really important shit.
Things got heated, things were said that people regret.
This is important shit.
Agree to disagree.
At the end of the day, we're both humans, and we're both humans, and we both can agree that, you know, all aside, whatever happens, whatever belief trumps all other beliefs, even if it does or if it doesn't.
I don't think anyone would want to set up a society that fuck people over, but you know, it's all about arguing how we do it and all that shit.
Yeah, I think
we all have the same goal. We all got different plans.
My true beliefs in the situation is that I think that what I've always tried to understand is if we can make sort of a mixture between communism and democracy, like not even that stuff, if it's even possible. This takes some beliefs from the main superpowers and the main governments, and just see what they did wrong, and then try to cover it up.
Well, that's exactly how I feel, man. There's parts of capitalism like people, you know, need to, like, they need the incentive to work hard, or else they probably won't do it. I just don't think that the gap should be so big between the people at the bottom.
Describing countries.
That's a nice idea.
We're all in the top 3% of the world.
Socialist countries.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, we should help people out in Africa too.
Yeah, he feels that there's a lot of people in the world who are poor, and that the rich should get off of their asses and do something. And that's something that, as a liberal, I feel.
No,
well, don't
forget so much more than everyone else.
The U.S. gives far more money than any other communist country to charitable causes.
That's because the U.S. has far more money than any other communist country.
They have more money.
Well, why do you have that money?
Yeah, that so-called charity money is mostly international aid to countries, and that's in exchange for political allegiance.
To be honest. Yeah, spreading our own beliefs.
A government they don't just give away money for free to people. Like, that's why we didn't help out in the genocide in Rwanda, because it wasn't against that wasn't in our interests. We helped out in Libya because it was. I mean, if the United States government was always out to help out with genocides and be humanitarian, why would we pick and choose genocides? Help out some people, not others.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that democracy is great and that it's like all powerful and shit. I was saying that, you know, as it works for me, I also believe that, you know,
like
it's hard to put to words.
Like, I just want to say, like, you're like confusing democracy and communism.
Let me tell you something, Trotsky.
Communism and capitalism, those are economic systems.
Democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the rest.
Yeah, it's broken.
We didn't even have like a real democracy. Like, you guys know anarchists. Like, I'm sure, like, you know, you think they fight for no government. Actually, they're fighting for bring back democracy. which is
like
everyone in society has the ability to determine their own path in life. No, that's representative democracy. We have representative democracy.
Anarchists, you can do whatever you want.
Pure democracy is everyone has.
You don't.
No, that's the common usage of the word anarchism.
Come on, run it, baby.
As a political philosophy, like anarchists in Spain, they wanted to run their own schools and have the ability to create city councils and not have any other outside government tell them what to do. They wanted to have each of themselves equal say. That's direct democracy. And it probably can't work because the world's just too goddamn big. There's too many people. You can't count 7 billion votes every time you want to do something. So that's why we invented representative democracy. And the logical next step to that is one-party democracy.
We tried the one-party democracies and they don't work.
Well, they work.
Unless you want to give up your freedom, which is what's happening. We're becoming socialist.
Well, socialism isn't bad. We've already been becoming socialist, Crockett.
It is bad.
Crockett.
What?
You know, like, we need people to inspect the meat that people sell in the grocery store. That's socialism. Social Security. Old people get retirement when they get old. All of them. From the government. That's socialism.
Basically
minimum wage laws. That's socialism. Child labor laws. That's socialism.
No, that's part of government.
That's market regulation. That's socialism.
The government should be responsible.
Man, I could go for some
Run it, man. Go.
Back before the 1900s, there were no child labor laws. Back before socialism, there were no child labor laws.
1928, women get the right to vote.
Yeah, that's capitalism.
Women suffrage.
That's capitalism. There's no child labor laws. That's pure capitalism. That's free market. Free market means there's no child labor laws.
That has nothing to do with capitalism.
Yes, it does.
Labor laws.
Yes, it does. A free market. In a free market, there's no child labor laws. Crockett. In a free market, there's no labor laws at all. It's free.
Nobody has to work there. Nobody has to. It's your choice to work or not work then, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, are you saying it's your choice to live or die?
Well, if you want to work, you work.
Yeah, and if you don't, you die.
Nobody said life was going to be easy. Nobody deserves it.
Yeah, well, Crockett, if you die, that's not life. That's death. That's not life anymore. Life is not easy. Death shouldn't be as easy.
Always be life and death.
Crockett, a rational human being would never choose to die.
Of course not.
Exactly. So how can you expect people to choose to not work a crappy job or die? Everyone's gonna work a bad job instead of dying.
Won't have to get better. You need freedom.
Yeah, we don't got freedom in capitalism.
Yeah, you need freedom to keep your sanity.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions about communism. Everyone thinks it's like real and annoying because you think like the government's just going to tell you what job to get. That's not the point, man. The point is creating an equal society where there's no people scraping like more than their share off the top when they're not doing the work.
And what about the top echelon of communist leaders? And they live the same as everybody else?
Those are people that took advantage of their power. That is not something inherent to communism. All leaders take advantage of their power. It's called the iron law of oligarchy. It speaks nothing of communism as a political philosophy. Because that happens in democracy.
They were hypocrites and
that happens in personal rule.
They weren't living their own philosophy.
Lots of leaders are hypocrites.
And in a form of government that would allow a murderous, bloodthirsty leader to remain in power for 40 years is ridiculous.
Yeah, the Tsar.
I'm talking about Stalin. Because he could remain in power for so long and murder so many people is ridiculous.
I'm not apologizing for Stalin because I hate Stalin, so don't put me on Stalin's side. I'm out. It was nice yelling at y'all. My throat's sore. Good night, Crockett. Sorry that we don't agree. You're a good dude, though.
Crockett left a little while ago. And then he left.